She posted on Instagram, "When you realize you're dating down," with a photo of us together. I liked the post and commented, "You're free to date up now." Then I tagged her in my post, single and ready to level up. Her followers saw both posts. Her phone started ringing when her ex commented, "Original post. 26 male, ended a 14-month relationship via Instagram comments about 6 hours ago, and I'm still processing what happened. My hands are weirdly steady considering I just watched my entire romantic life implode in real time on social media. Let me walk you through this. Background. I've been dating my now ex-girlfriend since last January. We met through mutual friends at a Super Bowl party. She's conventionally attractive, like genuinely pretty, works in marketing, has about 12K followers on Instagram, which she takes very seriously. I'm average. I work in IT support for a healthcare company. I make decent money, around $72,000, but I'm not flashy about it. I drive a Honda Civic. I wear jeans and band t-shirts. I'm not ugly, but I'm not turning heads either. From the beginning, there were little comments. Nothing major at first. She'd joke about how I needed a style upgrade, or suggest I should work on my personal brand. She'd take photos of us, but only post the ones where she looked amazing, even if I was blinking or had a weird expression. Small stuff. I brushed it off because, honestly, I was into her and figured couples tease each other. Over time, the comments got sharper. She started making jokes about my job. IT support is like being a professional computer babysitter. My car, I can't believe you're still driving that thing. My apartment, it's cozy, I guess, in a college student kind of way. Her friends would laugh. I'd laugh too because what else do you do? 3 months ago, she asked if I'd be open to getting a personal trainer because she wanted us to match energy for an event she was attending for work. I said I'd think about it. She got quiet and said, "I just want us to look good together." That stung, but I let it go. 2 weeks ago, we went to her company's summer party. I wore khakis and a nice button-down. Thought I looked fine. She spent most of the night introducing me vaguely as my friend to her co-workers. When I called her out on it later, she said I was being sensitive and that she didn't want to define things in a professional setting. We've been dating for over a year. We'd met each other's parents. But sure, friend. That brings us to today. I was scrolling Instagram this afternoon when I saw it. A photo of us from last weekend at a friend's birthday party. It was actually a nice photo. We were both smiling, looked happy. The caption read, "When you realize you're dating down, char decreasing, #honest moments, #settling sucks." I stared at it for probably 3 full minutes. The comments were already rolling in. Her friends posting laugh cry emojis. One said, "Girl, you're too pretty for this." Another wrote, "You deserve someone who matches your level." A few people I didn't recognize leaving supportive comments about how she should know her worth. She had publicly humiliated me to 12,000 followers with a photo I thought captured a happy moment between us. I could have texted her, could have called, could have gone to her apartment and had this out in private. But here's the thing. She chose to make this public. She chose to announce to the world that I wasn't good enough for her. She didn't extend me the courtesy of a private conversation. So why should I extend one to her? I liked the post. Then I commented, "You're free to date up now, chart increasing, best of luck." I watched the reply notifications start immediately. Her followers were confused. Some were laughing. A few sent me DM requests that I ignored. Her best friend commented, "Wait, what?" with a bunch of question marks. Then I made my own post. A solo photo of me from last month. Decent lighting, genuine smile. Nothing special, but I looked happy. Caption, "Single and ready to level up, flex biceps, thank for the motivation," at her handle. I tagged her. Within an hour, both posts were getting significant traction. Her followers were going to my post. My followers were going to hers. The comment sections were becoming a spectacle. People were screenshotting the exchange and posting it to their stories. A few accounts that post dating fails content had already reached out asking if they could share. Then her ex commented on her original post. "I don't know this guy personally, but I know of him. They dated for 2 years before me." She always described him as the one who got away, successful, good-looking, driven. She'd mentioned him enough times that I knew his presence in her mind never really left. His comments said, "Settling? You begged me to take you back 6 months into this relationship. I have the text. Maybe sit this one out." The internet lost its mind. Suddenly, the narrative shifted. People were asking questions. Her friends went quiet. My phone started blowing up with people I hadn't talked to in years, sending me the screenshots. She deleted the original post within 20 minutes of his comment. But the internet is forever. People had already screenshot everything. The dating down post, my response, her ex's receipts comment. All of it was circulating. She texted me around 8 p.m. Her, why would you do that to me? Me, do what? Like your post? You posted it publicly. Her, you humiliated me in front of everyone. Me, you posted a photo of us calling me a downgrade. What exactly did you expect? Her, that was just venting. You weren't supposed to see it. Me, it had 12,000 potential viewers. What do you mean I wasn't supposed to see it? Her, you're being dramatic. It was a joke. Me, cool joke. I'm laughing so hard I accidentally became single. She didn't respond to that. An hour later, her mom called me. I didn't answer. Then her sister texted me, saying I was cruel and vindictive for exposing her publicly. The lack of self-awareness in that family is genuinely impressive. I'm sitting in my apartment now, phone on silent, trying to figure out how I feel. Part of me is satisfied. She humiliated me, and it backfired spectacularly. Part of me is sad. 14 months isn't nothing, and there were good times mixed in with the bad. Part of me is just tired. But mostly, I'm relieved. I didn't realize how small she'd been making me feel until I finally pushed back. The comments about my job, my car, my looks, my brand, I've been absorbing all of that, letting it chip away at me, convincing myself it was just teasing. It wasn't teasing. It was contempt. And I'm done being someone's downgrade. I'll update if anything else happens. For now, I'm going to order a pizza and watch something mindless. Update 1, 3 days later. Okay, so things have escalated significantly, and I need to process this somewhere, because the situation has gotten way more complicated than I expected. First, the social media fallout. The screenshots of our exchange went semi-viral in local circles. Not like millions of views viral, but enough that multiple people I know personally have sent me the post with comments like, "Bro, is this you?" and "Dude, you're famous." One of those dating commentary accounts posted it with the caption, "He chose violence, and we respect it," which is like 40K likes. My Instagram gained about 800 followers in 3 days, which is weird because I post like twice a month. My ex's situation is not great. Her comment section got flooded with questions about her ex's claim that she tried to get back with him while dating me. She went private, then unprivated, then private again. Her follower count dropped by almost 2K according to someone who tracks these things. Not me, a coworker who's way too invested in this drama. But here's where it gets messy. Monday morning, I got a call from a number I didn't recognize. I usually don't answer those, but something told me to pick up. It was her ex. He introduced himself, said he'd been following the situation, and wanted to give me some context. I was skeptical. Why would this guy care about giving me information? But I listened. According to him, my ex had been texting him periodically throughout our entire relationship. Not constantly, but consistently. Every few months, she'd reach out with something casual. "Thinking of you, saw this, and remembered our trip," that kind of thing. He'd mostly ignored it because he'd moved on and was dating someone else. But 6 months ago, 6 months into my relationship with her, she apparently sent him a long message saying she'd made a mistake and asking if there was any chance they could try again. He screenshot the message and sent it to me while we were on the phone. I read it in real time. The message was brutal. She called me nice but boring. Said she was settling for stability but missed real passion. Asked if he'd be willing to meet up just to talk. He'd declined and told her to focus on her current relationship. She'd responded, "You're right, I'm being stupid," and went quiet for a few months. Then, 2 weeks before she posted the dating down thing, she'd texted him again, this time asking if he was still with that girl, and saying she was reconsidering things. He'd left her on read. Her ex. I think the Instagram post was her trying to get my attention. She knew I follow her. She probably figured if she made it clear she wasn't happy with you, I'd see it and reach out. Me. So I was just bait? Her ex. Basically. I'm sorry, man. I should have said something sooner, but I didn't think it was my place. When I saw what she posted and how you handled it, I figured you deserved to know the full picture. Me? Why are you telling me this now? Her ex, because she's telling everyone you were controlling and jealous, that you manipulated the situation to make her look bad. I've seen her do this before. I'm not going to let her rewrite history. I thanked him and we hung up. I sat with that information for about an hour. The sadness I'd felt after the breakup started converting into something else. Not anger exactly, more like clarity. She hadn't just casually disrespected me with that post. She'd been actively trying to leave me for someone else for most of our relationship. I was never her choice. I was her placeholder. That afternoon, I got a text from her mom. Her mom, "My daughter is devastated. I hope you're happy with what you've done." Me, what I've done? She posted a photo calling me a downgrade to 12,000 people. Her mom, she was venting. Young people vent on social media. You didn't have to humiliate her back. Me, with respect, I didn't humiliate her. I responded to being publicly humiliated. There's a difference. Her mom, she's crying constantly. She can barely eat. This is affecting her work. Me, I'm sorry she's struggling, but that's not my responsibility anymore. She ended our relationship with that post. I'm just processing the aftermath like she is. Her mom, you're cold. I always knew you weren't right for her. Me, I think we can finally agree on something. She didn't respond after that. Tuesday, I got a DM from one of my ex's coworkers. Someone I'd met once at that company party where she introduced me as her friend. The message was unexpected. Her coworker, "Hey, I don't know if you remember me, but I wanted to reach out. I saw what happened online, and I feel like you should know something. She's been telling everyone at work that you were emotionally abusive, and that's why she posted what she did, as a cry for help. I don't know you well, but you seemed nice when we met, and what she's saying doesn't match what I observed. Just wanted you to know what narrative she's spinning." Me, thanks for letting me know. I appreciate it. Her coworker, for what it's worth, a lot of us don't believe her. The post didn't read like a cry for help. It read like someone being mean to their partner for clout. I saved that message. Documentation matters. Wednesday, she finally texted me herself. First direct contact since the night everything happened. Her, can we talk? In person? I think we owe each other a real conversation. I thought about it for a long time. Part of me wanted to just ignore it, stay in my peace. But part of me wanted closure. Wanted to hear what she had to say, even if it was just more deflection. Me, I'll meet you for coffee. Public place. 1 hour. That's it. Her, thank you. We met Thursday afternoon at a coffee shop near my work. She was already there when I arrived, looking like she hadn't slept much. Good. Neither had I. Her, thank you for coming. Me, what did you want to talk about? Her, I want to apologize. The post was wrong. I shouldn't have done it. Me, okay. Her, that's it. Just okay. Me, what do you want me to say? You're right. You shouldn't have done it. Apology accepted. We're still broken up. Her, I was hoping we could maybe work through this. Me, work through what? You publicly called me a downgrade. You've been texting your ex for our entire relationship. You told him I was nice, but boring, and you were settling for stability. What exactly is there to work through? Her face went pale. Who told you about the texts? Me, does it matter? Her, it was him, wasn't it? He's trying to sabotage me. He's always been jealous that I moved on. Me, you literally asked him to take you back. 6 months into our relationship. That's not him sabotaging you. That's you making choices. Her, that was a moment of weakness. I was confused. Me, you were confused for 14 months? Because those texts apparently happened throughout our whole relationship. She started crying. Not the manipulative kind. I've seen that before. This seemed genuine, like she was actually upset that her actions had consequences. Her, I didn't mean for any of this to happen. I loved you. Me, you love what I provided. Stability. Attention. Someone who wouldn't leave. That's not the same as loving me. Her, that's not fair. Me, neither was posting that photo. I think we're even. I finished my coffee, left money on the table for both drinks, and walked out. She didn't follow me. More updates coming. The situation isn't fully resolved yet. Update 2. 9 days later. Things have continued to develop, and I figured I'd give one more update since people have been asking. The fallout from our coffee meeting was immediate. Within hours of me leaving, she posted a story she'd gone public again, with one of those text posts that said, "When someone shows you who they really are, believe them broken heart," with a black background. Vague enough to be about anyone, specific enough that everyone knew it was about me. Her friends rallied. Suddenly, I was getting DMs from people I'd never met calling me heartless and cruel for not giving her a second chance. Her best friend posted something about men who can't handle strong women that was clearly directed at me. Her sister shared a post about narcissistic exes, which is ironic considering everything. I didn't respond to any of it. Learn my lesson about engaging publicly. The initial response was satisfying, but the aftermath is exhausting. Sometimes the best move is just to go quiet and let people talk themselves out. What I did do was focus on practical matters. We had some shared stuff. Nothing major, but I had a few things at her apartment: clothes, a phone charger, some books, and she had some things at mine: a hair dryer, some makeup, a pair of shoes she always left here. I texted her on Friday, asking when we could exchange items. Her: "You can come get your stuff whenever. I'd rather not see you, though. I'll leave in a bag outside my door." Me: "That works. I'll leave your stuff outside mine." Same arrangement. Her: "Fine." Pickup went smoothly. No drama. Small victory. Then came the interesting part. Remember her ex? The one who dropped the receipts in the comments? Turns out his current girlfriend follows some of the same accounts that have been posting about her situation. She'd seen his comment, seen the backstory about my ex, texting him trying to reconnect, and had some questions. According to him, he texted me Monday to fill me in. His girlfriend wasn't mad at him. She knew about my ex's messages because he'd shown them to her when they happened. What she was upset about was that he'd inserted himself in a public drama instead of just ignoring it. They had a fight about boundaries and staying out of other people's messes. Her ex: "Fair enough, honestly. I shouldn't have commented publicly. Should have just sent you the info directly." Me: "I appreciate that you said anything at all. Most people would have stayed out of it." Her ex: "Yeah, well, I've seen her do this to people before. Act like the victim when she's the one causing damage. It gets old." Me: "Has she tried contacting you since all this?" Her ex: 3 times. I block her on everything now. My girlfriend made that a condition of us moving forward, and honestly, she's right. So my ex lost access to her backup plan too. Not because of anything I did, just because she finally pushed too far and people got tired of it. Tuesday, something unexpected happened. My ex's co-worker, the one who'd warned me about the emotionally abusive narrative, reached out again. Her co-worker: "Update on the work situation. HR got involved." Me: "What? Why?" Her co-worker: "Someone reported that she was using company time to manage her personal brand crisis." Her words apparently. "She's been on her phone constantly, missing meetings, crying in the bathroom." A manager asked what was going on, and she broke down and started talking about her abusive ex and how she was being harassed online. They asked for specifics. She showed them the posts. Me and her co-worker: they reviewed everything and basically told her that what happened was a personal matter that she initiated and that bringing it into the workplace was inappropriate. She's not in trouble exactly, but she's been told to keep personal drama off company time and that they'd be monitoring her productivity for the next few weeks. Me: "Damn." Her co-worker: "Yeah, she's furious about it. Keeps saying the company is victim blaming her. But like, she literally started it with a post. Everyone can see that." I felt a small twinge of sympathy. Losing professional credibility is rough, and I know how much her career matters to her. But then I remembered the messages to her ex calling me boring, and the post calling me a downgrade, and the 14 months of small comments chipping away at my self-esteem. The sympathy passed. Wednesday, her mom tried again. This time she showed up at my apartment. I didn't know it was her at first. I just heard knocking and figured it was a package or something. I opened the door, and there she was, looking like she'd been crying. Her mom: "We need to talk." Me: "I don't think we do." Her mom: "Please. 5 minutes." Mother to, well, former almost son-in-law. Against my better judgment, I let her in. She sat on my couch and immediately started in. Her mom: "I know my daughter isn't perfect. I know she did something wrong with that post. But you have to understand, she's always been insecure. She uses social media to feel validated. She didn't mean to hurt you. Me, ma'am, with respect, intent doesn't erase impact. She publicly humiliated me. She'd been texting her ex, trying to leave me for months. At some point, the pattern of behavior matters more than the excuses for it. Her mom, she was confused. She didn't know what she wanted. Me, she knew enough to call me boring and a downgrade. That's pretty clear. Her mom, you're really going to end things over one mistake. Me, it wasn't one mistake. It was 14 months of small disrespects that I ignored because I cared about her. The post was just a moment I finally stopped ignoring them. Her mom sat there for a moment, looking deflated. I almost felt bad for her. Almost. Her mom, she's talking about moving back home. She says she can't face anyone here anymore. Me, that's her choice. I'm not stopping her from doing anything. I'm just not going to be the person she falls back on anymore. Her mom, you're cold. Me, I'm protecting myself. First time in a long time. She left after that. No dramatic exit. Just a sad woman realizing her daughter's choices had consequences she couldn't fix. Update 3. Final, 12 days later. Last update. Things have settled into something resembling closure, and I'm ready to move on from this chapter. The week after her mom's visit was quiet. My ex went private on all her socials again and stayed that way. Her friends stopped posting vague things about me. The dating commentary accounts moved on to new drama. The 15 minutes of internet attention faded like it always does. I heard through mutual friends that she did end up moving back to her hometown, about 3 hours away. Gave notice at her job. Apparently the combination of the HR situation and the social fallout made staying untenable. She told people she was taking time to focus on herself and needed a fresh start. I don't know if that's genuine growth or just reputation management. Probably doesn't matter either way. Her journey isn't my concern anymore. There were a few final interactions worth mentioning. About a week ago, I got a text from her sister, the one who'd called me cruel and vindictive earlier. Her sister, I owe you an apology. I didn't know about the text to her ex or the full history. I just believed what she told me. That wasn't fair to you. Me, I appreciate you saying that. Her sister, for what it's worth, I think she's finally starting to face some things about herself. Whether that leads to actual change, I don't know. But the move might be good for her. Me, I hope it is. Genuinely. I don't wish her harm. I just couldn't be the person she settled for anymore. Her sister, I get it. Take care of yourself. That conversation meant more than I expected. It's easy to feel like the villain when someone's entire family is against you. Having one of them acknowledge the full picture helped. A few days after that, I got a final message from my ex herself. It came around 2 a.m., which tells you something about the headspace she was in. Her, I know you probably don't want to hear from me, but I needed to say this before I leave. I'm sorry. Not the kind of sorry that expects forgiveness or reconciliation. Just sorry. You didn't deserve what I did. You were always good to me, and I took that for granted because I was too busy chasing something I thought I wanted. I don't expect you to respond. I just needed you to know that I see it now, even if it's too late. I read it 3 times. Part of me wanted to respond, to acknowledge the apology, to offer some kind of closure. But I'd already given her closure at the coffee shop. This message was for her, not for me. She needed to say it. I didn't need to receive it. I didn't respond. Let her sit with the words she'd finally found. The practical stuff is all sorted now. The shared streaming accounts have been separated. The few photos of us on my phone have been archived, not deleted. I'm not pretending 14 months didn't happen. I'm just not keeping them in my main role. The friends we had in common have naturally sorted into camps, and I've accepted that some people I thought were mutual friends were really just her friends who tolerated me. My life is quieter now. The apartment feels different without her stuff scattered around, without the expectation of her presence on weekends. Some nights that quiet feels peaceful. Some nights it feels empty. Both are probably normal. A few things I've learned from this. 1. Pay attention to the small comments. The jokes about my car, my job, my looks, my brand, those weren't jokes. They were her real thoughts, packaged in humor, so I couldn't object without seeming sensitive. I should have addressed them directly instead of laughing along. The resentment that builds from swallowing small disrespects is poison. 2. Social media is a window into someone's values. The way she curated her image, the way she craved validation from strangers, the way she was willing to humiliate me for engagement. All of that was visible before the big post. I just didn't want to see it. 3. Responding publicly was satisfying in the moment, but complicated in the aftermath. I don't regret it. She made it public first, and matching her energy felt right. But the weeks of fallout, the attention, the strangers with opinions, that part was exhausting. If I had to do it over, I might have just walked away quietly. Or maybe not. Hard to say. For closure is something you give yourself. Her final apology didn't heal anything. Her mom's visit didn't explain anything. Her sister's acknowledgement didn't vindicate anything. The only thing that actually helped was deciding that I was done carrying it. The moment I chose to stop being defined by what she did, I started moving forward. 5. You can love someone and still recognize they weren't good for you. I did love her. Parts of our relationship were genuinely good. But love isn't enough when respect is missing. I'd rather be alone than be someone's backup plan, someone's stability, while they dream about passion with someone else. I'm not dating yet. Not ready. The trust thing is going to take time to rebuild. But I'm also not closed off to it. Just careful. More careful than I was before. My Instagram is back to being boring. The occasional food photo, a sunset, my buddy's dog. The 800 new followers have mostly unfollowed as I've failed to provide any more drama. That's fine. I wasn't trying to build an audience. Her ex texted me one more time about a week ago, said he and his girlfriend were doing better, that the boundary conversation had actually strengthened their relationship. He thanked me for being understanding about his involvement and said if I ever needed anything, I could reach out. Weird to end up on friendly terms with the guy my ex was trying to leave me for. But life is weird sometimes. I'm sitting in my apartment right now. It's a Thursday night. I ordered Chinese food. I'm watching a show she always said was too slow for her taste. Turns out it's actually pretty good. The quiet doesn't feel empty tonight. It just feels like mine. Thanks for following this whole saga. Writing it out helped more than I expected. Sometimes you need strangers on the internet to validate that you're not crazy, that you were right to walk away, that you deserve better than being someone's dating down. I'm going to finish my lo mein and enjoy the peace. Take care of yourselves, and maybe think twice before posting about your relationship status to 12,000 strangers. Peace.